To live the life that is truly yours, you have to be willing to leave something behind. The version of you shaped by family, school, corporate, the world, and the part of you that let it happen. What you're about to watch was filmed during one of my in-between seasons. I didn't know then what I know now, but looking back, I can see exactly where the river was taking me. This is that story. One of the days that tested my will in so many ways. I had been planning this solo day out in New York City for weeks. Solo adventures is something that I thrive on. I have solo traveled many times, including traveling across the world to Hawaii by myself for about a month. And today, of course, we are in my hometown of New York City, and right now we are on Long Island. So it's the way that I really test and get to know myself on deeper levels and build my resilience. It's not only about being super vigilant and anticipating what might happen next, but the beauty of it is truly the ability to stay in the moment and meet yourself in different spaces, places, different people, different decisions. And really, it's one of my favorite things to do. So I was so looking forward to having my first solo day out in the city until the day actually arrived. I'm thinking about taking the Long Island Railroad to Long Beach to spend a day, soak up the sun, connect with ocean medicine, Earth Mama in her purest form, and just really ground my feet into this land, the land where I grew up. And now I'm going to take you through with me this day, obviously vlog it for YouTube, but also I'm going to be talking a lot about the concept of self-sabotage and how even when we gift ourselves or find ourselves living in our greatest dreams, which for me, of course, is being back home here in New York City, making it my home again, there's a lot of guilt that comes with living out your dreams, especially if you are the daughter of immigrant parents, the eldest daughter, eldest sibling, or if you're an only child, just carrying the weight of societal, cultural, familiar expectations and pressures that when you finally choose yourself, there's some guilt around it. And this morning I woke up and I have been planning this trip for about 2 days, not actually planning, like thinking about what I'm going to do, but setting the intention to go and explore and visit Long Beach specifically. And I woke up this morning and I said, you know what, maybe I don't go. Maybe I stay in bed, maybe I stay home, maybe I stay with my dad, like just all these things about like I feel bad about choosing myself and going to go do the thing that I truly want to do. And something that I truly enjoy is exploring on my own and adventuring and taking myself out on solo dates or explorations. And when I really sat with this feeling, it was equal parts, fear, being in a new place, going about it on my own, but there was so much of that guilt and that tendency of mine to self-sabotage that I've dealt with my whole life, whole childhood, of putting others' needs before my own came up. So standing 10 toes down, we are already dressed for the day's adventures. We are going to make a quick stop at Target to pick up a swimsuit, to some flip-flops, because these are things I didn't pack. I'm living in between Canada and America right now, so making my home in both. And then we'll be on our way. So definitely subscribe to this channel for more adventures like this, and give this video a thumbs up so I know that you're vibing with me too. So let's go start our day. Even though I know that the right thing to do was to power through and gift myself this experience, I was still uncertain. It was also the first time I ever experienced a temazcal, and I've been resonating with Frida Kahlo my entire life, especially now that I'm here designing, creating, and making life my art piece. One of the things that I've decided to equip myself with on my little day trip today are these flyers all about me. Little sidebar about me is I am a huge advocate of networking, just growing your network professionally, personally. The time I learned that in my life is when I was vying for a position to break into the sports business industry back in Toronto. So at the time, I was going to one of Toronto's top business schools, the Schulich School of Business, where they really cater towards the traditional business careers. So a lot of my peers were choosing to go into marketing, finance, accounting, and I just had my sights set on sports business. And of course, those departments are within the business of sport as well, but I wanted more of like the media side of things, which my school didn't really cater towards. Luckily, I did visit 1 to 2 career advisors who maybe their partner worked in the industry or maybe they were familiar with the industry, and they were the ones who helped me tailor my resume. But as much as I fixed my resume, as much as I spoke to them, nothing beat going out into the field and meeting people. So that's what really improved my networking skills, my ability to chat with new strangers. And so let me know below if you want to see a video on my top networking tips or how I ended up working with the Toronto Raptors during the year they won their championship. So always happy to tell that story. And in a world that is so driven by technology, AI, yes, I printed off paper. It's not the best feeling to be printing off sheets of paper, but that's why I limited myself to 4 pages. So my goal is to meet 3 people who are aligned with my expertise in business, wellness, and education. But if I meet 4, that's great. If I meet 5, I'm going to be like blown away, like wow. And if I meet 5, that is when I direct people to my website. I always like to do things that stand out. So like I said, in a world that's driven by technology and AI, when last have you seen this, right? Other than plastered on like telephone poles or something like that. Hoping to pop by some of the studios and wellness centers that I've seen out in Long Beach and just have a friendly conversation and maybe leave a flyer. I'm all about sharing my love for the fields that I mentioned: business, wellness, and education. And as you know from my channel, my podcast, and the work that I'm doing, I've actually built a framework that I'm truly the embodiment of living in the in-between. And I realized that through my framework, I help navigating life's in-between moments. And it all comes back to teaching the tools and the emotional intelligence to become self-aware and help them build resilience through understanding their emotions, through coaching them through big moments, through helping them connect with themselves and their inner wisdom to go out there and live their best lives, because that's what we want for the next generation of mindful leaders. This world is calling for more enlightened, awakened, emotionally intelligent leaders. So very excited to give these out. I'm open to pop-up sessions, studio and school partnerships, and family programs all across Long Island. So that's also part of, I guess, like why I was so nervous about, heading out today, because it makes it real, right? And maybe that's why I woke up today and I was like, maybe I'll just stay in bed. Maybe I'll stay home. But we have a dream to fulfill. So let's go get it. I still didn't know if I was doing the right thing, even when I landed on those train tracks to take the train. My dad offered me a ride to the train station and I couldn't say no. So we're here. So we're waiting for another 10 minutes or so. And I'm truly going to take you on a journey of figuring things out as we go, because I want to go into the water. I don't have clothes to go into the water. So it's going to be one of those adventures today. I had no idea if this beautiful day that I saw in my head would actually come to life, especially because there were so many variables to take into consideration. The train, and we turned around and got our beach pass. But something within me, the part of me that I like to call my inner light, was guiding me. That's the part of me that I trust, the part of me that's beneath the noise. Ways I like to overcome the self-sabotage feeling is by trusting the intuitive nudge that I had from the very beginning when I started to think about the plan for my day, the plan for my life, and the framework that I'm building to teach takes them through a process of getting really present in your body, acknowledging what the truth is of their being, and then seeing beyond, envisioning their life of how they want to live, how they want to conduct themselves, the people that they want around them, and reaching out to create that and integrating with a healthy community. So I'm living that right now, getting really present and grounded, as you would have seen in my previous vlog, getting clear on the vision that I wanted for life, and now choosing the truth of my being, which was coming out and exploring today. And the universe already affirmed me in that process, in that initiative, because I met a beautiful woman on the train who was so helpful to me, connected me with her friend who owns a yoga studio, and exchanged numbers with me, and gave me some really good tips in terms of how to get into the education sector here in New York City, specifically Long Beach. She said, oh my God, for what you want to do, Long Beach is the place. So there you go. That's the immediate affirmation from what I was feeling from within, already manifesting in real life. So like I said, this channel, this podcast is that affirmation for you to go after what you want, because honey, I'm right here living it, right here in all the in-between moments. And as I'm talking to you, there's a sign here that says she believes she could. The rest of it is a joke, but we're actually gonna go into this store because I see the word alchemy. So let's go. Okay, I just pulled over to the side of the road here to give you a little bit of an update. So I went ahead and walked to the one spa and wellness center that I was very keen on checking out. I see them running a bunch of events on rooftops, and they gave me a tour of their facilities, and they have cold plunge, sauna, sound healing, a salt cave, everything under one building. So they do memberships and things like that, and I think it's so amazing and incredible. And it would be a good opportunity for me, you know, like building my clientele to go and run up workshops, events there, rent out their space, even get a membership, because the cold plunge and sauna rotation seemed so divine. And they, coincidentally, I didn't know this, but I walked across the street and there was a place that focused on mind-body connection through fitness. And I was like, yoga, sound healing, mind-body, let's go check it out. Turns out the same guy that owned the wellness spa owns this facility, and they used to have a bunch of yoga teachers around, but they slowly slipped away for whatever reason. And I now have the owner's number, because the trainer who was in there today said that he's always looking to kind of grow the team, new ideas, new faces. So yeah, just every step down this street is sort of leading me to more people, more connections. It's equal parts affirming and also just interesting, putting myself out there, doing this an old school way. It's funny because one of the trainers suggested I go on Instagram, kind of play around and see what I find, but I'm doing it the old school way. I'm going around, I'm talking to people, I'm getting phone numbers. To think that I landed in New York City a week ago and now have the phone number for somebody who owns a wellness spa and gym, crazy. But yeah, the vibe that I'm getting from Long Beach is just very like go-getter. Well, that's New York in general, but Long Beach specifically, spiritual, fitness, wellness oriented. There's things going on every block, like boutique gyms. I mean, I'm standing across from Hollywood Health Club right now. So if you're from here, you know exactly where I'm at right now. It's really hot. I'm sweating. I'm, keeping hydrated. I think I'm going to visit 2 more yoga studios that I've had in mind. One of them is a big brand one, another one is a smaller boutique one, and then I'm gonna call it for a day. So I didn't give out any of my flyers. I mean, technically one to the woman on the train, but I would have visited 4 studios and studio spaces, so that fits the bill for the number of flyers. And we're gonna head to the beach and enjoy the rest of the afternoon. So let's keep it going. At this point, I was really feeling myself. I was like feeling the beauty, the power, the self-trust that was strengthening and building within me from taking myself on this experience and seeing the payout. I didn't know where these conversations would lead to. I didn't know if I'd ever have a call back. But what mattered most is that I trusted myself through all the uncertainty. As the day was coming to an end, one of the pieces of my puzzle to make this day picturesque was to be on the beach. We secured the pass early on, and this was something that I was really looking forward to. And because I trust myself, I knew I had to take myself there now. So naturally, between a yoga studio and a daycare, there was a surf shop where I was able to come in, try on. I'm pretty sure it was like the only extra small bikini they had left. Tried it on, it's a good fit, and now we are off to the beach. Naturally, as I continued my walk to the next yoga studio that happened to be closed, I stumbled upon a daycare and educational center who looks pretty promising. I was able to finally give out one of my physical flyers, so hoping that manifests into something good. And here is the angel sign of affirmation. So it's panning out to be a beautiful day of blessings. Now, this was the part where I started to feel a little bit of sadness. I just arrived to the beach, and supposedly they've asked everyone to leave because of the weather that's coming in. You can see in the distance, or even just behind me, it's a bit cloudy. But I mean, there's some brave souls still out, especially out in the distance. But I could see the emergency trucks kind of coming through to make sure everybody leaves. I just want to sit for a moment on this rock and ground after the eventful day that it was today. So let's just take a moment here. The reality of the situation was dawning in, where it's that I trust myself, both in my resilience and in my ability to take care of myself. But I also see that this situation could go sideways if I allow myself to enter this water and a storm begins. So, of course, the fear was loud in this moment, but maybe also a little bit of the reality check. And so I settled for just being on earth, feeling all of the elements around me and keeping myself safe in this moment. Because at the end of the day, when we are faced with so much uncertainty and so many decisions to make, what matters most is our safety, connecting with that root element that makes us feel safe, whole, and grounded. It's very tempting to kind of just go and dip my feet into the water between our heart and our mind. I might, because like I said, I was very prepared. I have my clothing, I have everything that I need. But just this view is everything. So obviously, ideally, I would have... It's starting to rain. Okay, I should probably get going because I don't know how heavy it's gonna rain. I don't know how far I have to walk back, so let's go. Our mind tells us what we've been told our entire life: to stay safe, avoid the rain, get back home, look out before it gets worse. But our heart really trusts that. Does it always have to get worse? Or maybe it gets better. And you can really see me battling with the heart versus mind, the conditioned response versus my authentic response, the root versus the pattern. I'm really not ready to let my solo adventure day end, but I also know the importance of safety and how dangerous storms can be. So choosing to make the adult decision to head back home. And I am finding peace in the fact that I believe I received everything I needed to from this day. I went to 4 different locations. I gave out one of the flyers, 2 of the flyers technically, and I made some really good connections. I got phone numbers, I got Instagrams, I got to experience Long Beach and see that it is the type of vibrant community that I like. Got to hear thunder. I did get to ground on the beach. Grateful to be in shelter right now. This apartment building caught my eye as I was walking to the beach. And of course, as I was walking to the beach, I had those doubts, should I turn around? Should I head back? But I believe in the forces of nature. I believe in the vision that I have. And I did buy a pass, but not only because I bought the pass, I had the intention, full intention, to visit the beach. And I did ground with her, I did receive her medicine, I did connect with her, pay my respects. And if you're wondering why I speak about nature in this way, it's because nature is not separate from us. We don't commune in nature, or, we are nature. Like visiting the beach is like visiting my sister, right? I can feel the elements. We're all in connection with the elements, no matter the weather. And I know rain is blessings, it's cleansings, it's transformative, it's clearing. It's exactly what I need after all the heat, all the buildup, all the momentum and action that I was experiencing today. It's being washed away, it's being cleansed. And just standing outside is so healing. Though standing inside is safe. It's starting to ease up a bit, like less windy. Like I said, I do feel safe. I do feel grounded in my decision. Everything happens for a reason, right? And I think that though this trip was short, it was a couple hours that I needed to affirm to myself that I'm here, I've arrived, I am making the moves to get myself seen into the neighborhood. I'm overcoming the self-sabotage and negative self-talk by affirming to myself and receiving the signs from the universe through nature, through connections, through conversations that this is happening, right? So it's the perfect type of solo adventure to start off. The string of solo adventures that I will go on, and of course it's always such a joy bringing you along with me, filming as much as I can. Yeah, just soaking it all in right now. So truthfully, I booked the Uber. I don't know how long it'll take me to get matched with a driver. I could imagine, they're also being weary of these conditions. But like I said, I'm in here. It's safe. I probably should have followed that woman in when she buzzed in to just have a seat on the couches. And this is where we see it play out in real time. In this moment, you can visibly see me and hear me talking myself through and affirming to myself and making myself feel comfortable in this very uncertain in-between moment where I talk myself through all the possibilities in my mind to better connect with my heart, to create that coherence within myself so that I could go on and actually live this day how I envisioned for myself. We talked about visioning earlier in the segment about what I teach people to do, and this is me living it in real time, baby. As I'm speaking, the rain has really settled. So I'm thinking if I should go ahead and walk the 15 minutes to get to the ramen spot that I saw right across from the train station. So I'm near the train station. I could always walk back over, get home. It's like $1 to cancel the Lyft ride. So it's not the craziest thing. And like I said, I get to kind of enjoy my day a little bit more. So I think that's what we're gonna do. Oh, so it canceled the ride and actually didn't charge me anything, which is good because, yeah, I don't know why it was taking so long. Let me just check the forecast. It's saying the conditions are supposed to last until 9 p.m., but also the rain might actually stop in like 20 minutes. So we can hang out here for like 15, 20 minutes. Yeah, not in a rush. This is my solo date day, just sort of receiving, flowing, seeing how the day goes. Like I said, I'm safe, I'm in shelter. I'm hydrated, I have snacks. I might have a few extra mosquito bites, but it's expected. Yeah, so let's see how the conditions continue. We'll either book it straight back to Valley Stream, we'll go get something to eat here, and then take the train home, or we'll stop somewhere on the way to Valley Stream to get food and then head home. Or we'll head home and just like Uber Eats ramen because I really want that comforting soup and something spicy, and especially on a rainy day, especially just like that warm soul hug after a day of exploration, just to like integrate it. I think it'll be really nice. So yeah, let's see. To the storm always comes the sun. This moment on the beach felt like the universe rewarding me for my courage, my bravery, and my self-trust. The fact it's absolutely empty. I've never seen a beach, much less a New York City beach, empty, right? But they asked everybody to evacuate. Only the brave came back or stayed. That I followed through with my plans, with my vision, exactly the way that I dreamt it up weeks ago. Stay true to myself while negotiating with myself between my heart and my mind, and even landing on the sand again. This was truly the reward of my self-trust. Just like we wanted, just like we expected, just like we planned for, we are here back at the beach. And believe it or not, there's a lot of people coming in, a lot of people still getting set up, and the sun is beaming. Now I don't plan on being here for long, mostly just to catch some sun, to soak up the beach vibes, because again, this is part of our intention coming out, and just being here, listening to the waves, feeling the sun on my skin, People watching brings me all the joy. And just as a solo female traveler tip, something that I look for when I'm scouting out where I want to plant myself and root myself for a day like this, I usually look for away from huge groups, more toward people who feel safe. Like, for example, there's a couple here, there's a woman right by the rocks over there, there's a few smaller groups of 3s and 2s around here, the larger groups are in the distance over there, and this feels safe for me. I think the bigger rain cloud of today is moving. I walked in the direction of the ramen place that I want to go eat at later, so we are only a few minutes away from that. And we're just gonna enjoy the time here, maybe record some sound healing as I did wearing my singing bowl here, just to, again, be in this area. So we're back on the boardwalk, and truthfully my stay at the beach lasted about half an hour. I also was just reflecting on the day, and growing up in New York City at a young age, I did learn a lot of street smarts. I grew up faster than most kids do, and just solo traveling around the world, moving cities, moving countries, taught me a lot about being aware of my surroundings and taking care of myself. So always protected, always guided, as you saw throughout this video. But this is why I'm so passionate about teaching children how to tune inwards and feel their feelings, their emotions, their intuition, because the world's changing fast. There's so many opportunities to be outside, to be amongst different types of people, and we need to know how to conduct ourselves and listen to ourselves when something feels true to our authentic selves and when it doesn't. So we're gonna continue walking here and go get something to eat. And nothing beats a big bowl of soup after a long day, especially when it's from the restaurant that you eyed your first time here on Long Beach. And it turns out to be the only location this restaurant has in New York City. So that was pretty iconic. Eating by myself is never strange to me. It's a way to connect to myself with all of my senses. We are back home where we started this vlog this morning. Thank you so much for joining me on the crazy adventure and fulfilling adventure that it was today. I am in awe and overwhelmed with gratitude with how much we were able to see, do, the people that we were able to connect with, the affirmations, the synchronicities, everything that we were able to experience today. I truly feel so blessed to have followed the callings of my soul and take myself on that adventure, and feel even more grounded in what I am creating and what I envision for the youth of today. I was gonna say tomorrow, but no, the future is now. The change that we are seeking is happening now, and I hope that you were able to feel that and be inspired by it through this vlog. Overcoming the self-sabotage, through the positive self-talk, through the way that I put myself out there. So something like today, the adventure that I took you on is the epitome of my being. This is what I love to do. This is the way that I know how to become the catalyst of my own life and create the change that I want to see. So I hope you feel encouraged by this video. I hope you see a part of yourself in my story. And if you are listening and you are from the Long Island area or even the New York City area, let me know, because I would love to connect, especially if our mission and visions are aligned. So thank you so much for choosing to tune in with me today. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, because I got a lot more content coming as I'm taking you through the in-between, the big moments, and the moments where we grow. So I'll see you in the next one. Bonus footage, we came back to the beach a week later with some pretty amazing news. We're at the beach today, celebrating our success. But spoiler alert, I never heard back from the company again. And that goes to show that when you are on this path of alignment, sometimes things, people, places, opportunities simply fall off from your path so that new space can be opened up for new adventures, which we'll dive into in the next segment. I'll see you there.